Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully you can all hear me. If you want to drop a quick yes through to Alana. Alana's taking the notes today and also helping us with any questions you might have. We're still waiting on a few more to join us, but I'll try and get it underway as soon as we can. But yeah, fingers crossed you can all hear me. So thank you for joining us today, everybody. I really wanted to sort of take the opportunity to just try and share some of the knowledge that I've gained since starting here with AppInstitute back a year ago in May, which has gone really quick. Just wanted to sort of give a bit of an overview of what I've learned so far and also what some of our resellers have been sharing with me, some good success stories. For people that don't know me, I'm Mark Hopkinson and I'm the Business Development Manager here at AppInstitute. Again, main reason for doing it is really just to try and give you a bit of an overview of what I've learned so far and also to see if we can point in the right direction. So just check in to see how many we got here. I think we are still waiting on a couple more, but we'll get going. So again, you've got me there. So now you can see my picture as well. The platform. So for anybody that hasn't been into the platform for a little while, you might notice that it looks slightly different. We spent the last 6 months of our roadmap doing a system refresh, which so far has gone down really well with our resellers and also with the direct apps coming through the website. Hopefully people like the look of it. It certainly seems a lot glossier compared to what it was last time, and we've also got some nice features in there as well. Now, within the platform, you also with a premium and a pro platform, that is, you also get your own branded preview app. Something that I've been mentioning to a lot of the resellers that have been signing up is to really utilize that preview app. Actually, not enough people are using it to its full extent, I believe. It's a great tool for being able to develop apps for customers, allow them to be able to send out push notifications while they're on the move, so they haven't got to log into any platform. A really, really good tool. Build some apps for people that you're going to meet and then show them an app before they've even thought about buying one, which I think is a real good selling tool. We've got a whole bunch of sales and marketing collateral within the platform already. For those that don't know, we have things like sales invoices, apps terms and conditions, non-disclosure agreements, a whole bunch of things for you to use, but also we're on hand as well. So if anybody needs anything specific, like a one-page flyer creating or a brochure, then Nabina, who does all our marketing here, extremely talented young lady. She's the one that designed the presentation for us today. She'd be more than happy to step up and help you guys out. We've also got a whole bunch of demo apps as well that we've created on the platform. Some of them have been created by our resellers, so we can't share those ones. But we do have restaurants, takeaways, beauty salons, all of which has got an app code. So if you do have that branded CRM preview app, all you would need to do, go into the members section, drop in this particular app code, and it will pull that app straight into the preview app for you to be able to demo it. A whole bunch of business templates in the platform as well. So as you go into the platform now, you'll notice that there's a few options. You have the ability to be able to drag content through Facebook, which is a new feature that we added in the last refresh. And you also have the ability to select a whole bunch of templates. Again, takeaways, restaurants, coffee shops are the most common ones. And also the ability to create your own template. So if something there doesn't suit your requirements, you can simply select blank template, create your own template, and then you can also clone that one as well. So if you decide you want to use it further down the line, you can then utilize that in the same sector and just skinning what you've done previously, shortening down the work. The message there, as you say, you sell, we'll manage the tech side of things. What we're saying there really is we're trying to take as much as we can away from you from a technical perspective. So any issues with the system, any updates that need doing, that sort of stuff, we can manage all of that, which gives you the chance to go out there and sell the apps. You get what you put in. It says it all, really. The more effort you put into banging down the doors, making the phone calls, sending out the emails, inevitably, the more opportunities that creates, and off the back of that, the more sales it generates. Pretty straightforward stuff, really. I don't really need to tell people that, to be honest with you. I think it's just it's common practice. The potential sales channels out there. Most of you would have tried cold calling. I think that's the option that everyone in sales has started with at some point in their career. Email marketing, we do quite a lot of that. We have actually had a couple of resellers sign up through our marketing campaigns. And I think if it's put out there in the right manner, it's not too wordy. It's also got not too many graphics in it, but it's personal to that particular business. Then we've had some really, really good responses. Even if people have sort of said they're not interested, they've kept hold of the email or they've kept hold of our information. They know who we are, and they'll come back to us at a later date. Also using your network. So most of you will have people that you've met through through this job and also other jobs as well. So there's a whole bunch of people out there that you could actually tap into for potential app clients if you haven't already. LinkedIn's a really good source for that. There's a whole bunch of people on there that you're connected to, but you don't really necessarily have a direct connection with them, but you know somebody who knows somebody. Utilize that. Message these people that you've got a connection with or a couple of connections with, and ask for an introduction. It's a really good way of utilizing it and getting some free leads, which is always nice. Door-to-door canvassing. We have a few resellers that have got a few sales guys on board that are actually working for them on a commission-only basis, and that seems to be going down really well. So they're out there meeting the people face-to-face, which I think, again, it's very much about that with many sales jobs now. It's always harder to close a sale over the phone. But if you can actually get people out there tapping on the doors of these smaller businesses, handing them a flyer, giving them something to keep or something to follow up on, I think that's ideal. Online marketing, again, most of that, Google AdWords, things like that is key really at the minute, especially with the Google changes as of April, and the fact that if you have a responsive site and a mobile app, you go higher up the pecking order. So if anybody out there didn't know that, it's a real good sales pull. If they've already got a responsive site, why not have an app as well? You can then pull in the content from that responsive website through an external URL tab within the app and make that app bounce out to that website, but also be a part of it and all wrapped up inside an iframe. Networking events, I do that all the time. I've got a friend of mine who has a networking business in Nottingham, and I go to all of her events when I'm in the country, that is, and really good way to meet people. People tend to relax a little bit more on an evening networking event when they've had a couple of drinks and chat about other local businesses that they're working with, which might create another lead. But I've signed up quite a lot of business through networking events. Relatively inexpensive way to get some good contacts. And a lot of digital businesses, a lot of small restaurants, takeaways, hotels. A lot of them are going to these sort of events at the minute. Work with a local web designer, graphic designer. The chances are they're already doing quite a lot of the groundwork for you. So, if you can find a local designer that has a whole bunch of contacts that they're working with and designing leaflets, brochures, that sort of stuff for a lot of these small businesses, there might be an opportunity there for some crossover. Tips for pitching. I think it's key to understand the needs of the customer, to be honest with you. I think if you're going into any business, I think, to try and sell them an app, you need to get a good understanding of their business, what it is that they're trying to achieve. Showing them the demo app, as I mentioned before. If you can build that and actually physically show them their app before they've even thought about buying it, it's a really good tool. Selling the features and benefits of the platform. I'm pretty sure that most of you will be doing that already. You know how good the platform is. You know what an app can do for these smaller businesses. So it's really about just getting that home, really. Demonstrating how the CRM could be used, the CMS, should I say. So actually physically taking a laptop out with you and showing them how they can build their app, but how you build their app, but also how they can manage it internally. To whether that be send out push notifications, whether that to be adding in loyalty schemes and sending those out to all of the clients that they have. And basically helping them market their app as well. We had a coffee shop actually that I was talking to, and they came up with a really good idea, and that was to incentivize their staff on who could basically push and get as many app downloads within the business as they could. And because you can because you can wrap all that content up in the analytics side of the back-end system, you can actually see how many apps are downloaded on a daily basis. So what they was doing is basically setting each team a challenge and seeing how many people could get their customers to download as many apps as they could, be that sharing through friends, the customers in the business. And it's a really good way of stretching that app out and getting the most out of it. So helping them market their app, they can either do that internally with a bit of help in hand from yourself and giving them tips and hints like that, or obviously external sources, of course. Explaining the revenue benefits of that, the benefits of having an app, and how much money could be generated through having one, the potential of keeping the customers and the loyal customers and rewarding them, but also attracting new customers as well. And one thing there really to add is that a lot of people don't do it, and I think it's criminal really, is that when you're there and someone's giving you all of these buying signals, if you're not a salesperson, you might not pick up on it, but asking for the sale and a follow-up. What happens next? Where would you like to go from here? Are you interested in having this app? At what point do you think you might need an app? Just basically just trying to close these things as soon as you possibly can. And doing your research. Fail to prepare to fail. Knowing these businesses and knowing your own business and what you can actually do for these customers. Problems versus solutions. Return on investment. And what that is like from a customer's point of view. And also getting your model right, your pricing model. Apps are not expensive. There's a big misconception about apps, that apps are going to cost £6,000, £7,000, £8,000 for an app. They do if you want a bespoke app. But the way that you're pricing yourselves out there, most businesses that we speak to, if they knew that they could have an app for £300, £400, £500, they're more likely to have that than they are if they don't know anything about it. So it's really about just getting out there and letting these customers know that if they do want an app for their small business, there is somebody that can provide that for them. Facts and figures. A lot of you would have seen most of these already, to be honest with you. This is something that's available to you. We can send all that through. So if there's anything specifically that you'd like in that sense, we can get all that across to you. You can use that as part of your own marketing. Knowing what you're offering, I think it's key. So mentioning to these customers that you can provide them with all the technical support that they need, so they don't have to worry about it. All you need from them is the content for their app. And you can pull it all together for them. Should they have any problems, should they have any issues, obviously we're here to support you, and you're sitting in the middle. So any clients that have got any issues are going to have to come through you. But hopefully you feel you've got a good marketing team behind you here at AppInstitute. Also the marketing support, we touched on that earlier. With Navi's experience in marketing now, there's not much that she can't create, to be honest with you. So if there's something out there that you really need and you think it's going to help you do your job better and sell more apps, which is the benefit of everybody, then we're more than happy to step in there and help you out. Mobile loyalty, if you don't know about that already, there's also 3 sections now to the mobile loyalty within the CMS. So whereas previously you had the QR codes and the check-ins, you now have the same thing, but on top of that, you also have coupons, which you can use. We listen to our customers, we take on board what they say, and as part of the refresh, we decided that it was a good idea to add in a coupon. The coupon will let you do a few things. It will let you do a buy one, get one free. It will let you do a percentage discount. So you can utilize that. They can have these different mobile loyalty options. Rather than it just being a QR code and a check-in, you can now say, well, what we can do is give you a coupon. And then you can share that between friends, you can share that between family, spread it across your social media. You've also got the stamp card, and that was something that a lot of people were shouting about. The fact that the coffee shops all have these paper stamp cards. They're all paying money to have these printed. People lose them, misplace them. There's no record in the business of how many stamps that person had before when they were kept going in there previously. The last thing you want to do is mess one of your loyal customers around. So by having that mobile app and the mobile loyalty of the stamp card, it literally just creates a password which you're in control of. And then as you hand your phone over to the person behind the counter, they would be aware of the passcode, and they would just simply tap that in, and then it stamps one of your cups of coffee, let's say. Push notifications. I'm pretty sure you all know the benefit of push notifications by now. We also have the ability in the platform, and I'm not sure if everybody's aware of it, but hopefully you are, of actually being able to tag and create groups for push notifications. So rather than you sending out a blanket push notification to 1,000 people that have got your app, if 10, 15, 20 of those people are more responsive than others, then what you might want to do is reward those people slightly differently to the rest. So what you can actually do is create a group and give it a name, be that VIPs or something like that. And from there, what you can actually do is when you send out a push notification, rather than sending it to everybody, you can send a specific promotion to those 10, 20 people. And then as you send that push notification out, only they get it, not everybody else. and then you can do another push notification for the rest. Secure messaging, again, very much like WhatsApp. So you can have conversations, or customers can have conversations with their clients. That's not something that we're currently doing in any other form. That's not a facility that's available through a website. That's not a facility that's available through email. Secure messaging, it comes through in the form of a message, just like a WhatsApp. And in the back-end CRM, it will show you a list and a history of all of those messages that you had with your client, so you can keep track of those conversations. And the CRM itself, very important to have that in there, very important to share that knowledge with your clients about having that CRM in the back end, just so they can keep track of everything. I mean, if you're a takeaway, it'd be absolutely ideal for them to be able to pull up a list there of that particular month, how much money they've taken through the app, what those orders were, who's the top customer. All of that stuff can be fed back to them, which is key. Common objections that you'll all face: apps cost too much. Well, hopefully we've got over that barrier now. Already have a mobile site. This is going to be giving them an offline presence as well as an online presence. And people are more responsive to apps. They tend to purchase a lot quicker through apps. Don't have the tech skills to manage the app. Well, I mean, that's again an opportunity for you there to be able to step in and say, right, well, we can charge you this much per month, and we can actually do all of that management of the app for you. So we can send out your push notifications. We can send out a marketing campaign to get people to download your app. It gives you an opportunity at that point then to maybe change your pricing structure to suit that. And no one uses apps. You'll get these objections all the time. And until a business has an app and they can see what it can do for them, a lot of them are going to feel the same. So it's all about gaining your knowledge from the platform, gaining your knowledge from us as a company, doing your own research as well as out there. You know, there's lots of information about selling apps online. We're here to help at the end of the day, but if there's anything you can also do to help yourself in the meantime, then there's plenty of resource out there. And we try and put as much of that together as we can to do presentations like this and webinars like this to try and give you guys as much knowledge as we can do. And they already send emails. I mean, emails have got a 4% read rate. You know, the 97% read rate for push notifications. So that's that objection taken care of. And that's it, really, guys. You know, it may have seemed very brief, but you know, and hopefully I've covered quite a few things there. I mean, we are going to be doing more and more sales presentations and webinars like this. I mean, this is my first one, so hopefully it was okay for you guys and it wasn't too rushed, or hopefully I covered the things that you're wanting to know about. The next webinar we're going to be doing will be customer profiling and marketing, which I believe is going to be done by Navina. So Alana will send you out an invite for that. We've also recorded this webinar, so we can send you a copy of this. You're more than welcome to have a copy of the actual presentation as well. So if that's something you want to use at your end for presenting to your clients, then we're more than happy to do so. So that's it for the presentation for now. What we are going to do is answer some of your questions. So if you've got questions, if you want to fire them across to Alana, if you haven't got them already, just bear with me a second.
So one question is, how can I help my customers to market their app?
So again, like that coffee shop really we mentioned, it's all about instilling the importance of that app into your business, into your staff. You know, make your staff aware that the importance of sharing that app and what it can do for the business. You know, it's an investment at the end of the day, so they want to see a return on that. So encouraging the staff to share it with their family, with their friends, and as a business, being proactive as well. So, you know, printing out the QR codes. You can get these the QR codes now through the system, and you can print them out in different sizes. Leaflets, various other things. There's no point having them all reprinted just to put a QR code on. Send those to a local printer, get them printed in a sticker form, and just stick them onto these menus. And hopefully that should help generate a bit more interest in the app itself. Do you have any more questions, Alana?
Yep. Can you give some suggestions on how to get your foot in the door for the first time with a new customer?
Yeah. I would basically be approaching this customer, asking them what they're currently doing at the minute in terms of marketing their business. Ask them if they have a mobile phone themselves. Do they use app? Do they use apps? Do they use Facebook? Do they use Twitter? Most people nowadays, you go on any public transport, everyone's got a phone in their hand, and most of them have got their head down reading that phone. So the importance of mobile technology in businesses and just in life now is taking over. So in order to get your foot in the door, maybe you suggest that you've been speaking with a couple of other businesses around that area, and there's lots of interest in apps at the minute, and you've got a great opportunity that you'd like to come in and explore. You've already created an app for them as a demo, and you'd like to come in and present that to them. Most businesses nowadays, I mean, if somebody had already gone to the effort of creating that app, obviously price is going to come into it, don't get me wrong, and I think you've got to get your pricing right. But I think if most people will be intrigued to see what their app would look like, I think so. If you can go in there with a demo app and physically show them it, as I say, before they've even bought it, then I think certainly one way to get your foot in the door for sure. We've also got a 60-day success plan coming up soon as well. So it's something that Alana's going to be working on. So she can be working with all of our resellers individually to set out some goals, some milestones, and just really work with you as closely as she can do to just try and help you be successful. Because at the end of the day, you're successful, we're successful. So, we're here to do what we can. And I think by just having webinars like this, Alana having conversations with you as regularly as she does, and having something like a success plan in place, at least you're going to be able to see progress at your end. So you haven't just started on day one and been paying us $25, $100 or $450 a month for the last 6 months. We've got a project in place. We know what you need, because half the time, we don't know what you need, and until we speak to you, only then do we know that you've been waiting for something, or you require something that we haven't provided, or maybe you have an idea that you need to share with us, but we haven't yet. So this 60-day success plan hopefully will be a big helping factor for you guys in just setting out some milestones and us helping you achieve those milestones to become more successful in selling these apps.
And finally, how do you prepare yourself for objections?
I think I look at the scenarios that I'm faced with, to be honest with you, and look at what the possible outcomes are with that. So if somebody, previously actually, I mean, I've had a whole bunch of people come to me and say, well, I can get a cheaper platform from elsewhere. So what I did there was I did my research and I looked at what some of our other solution providers were offering in terms of price and platform, and then sitting down and doing a like for like with ours. And every product out there has got its benefits. We've got some competitors overseas and they're doing great things, and they have a great product too. But I think one of the key objections that I was able to overcome was, why should I go with you rather than anybody else? And I think the key with that one is the people you've got driving the company. The staff you've got here are all passionate about what they do. Hopefully that comes across when you're talking to them on the intercom, and also from a support point of view as well. And that helps me overcome the objections, because for me, if you're looking at getting a platform at the minute and you're looking to invest in selling apps, there's only one option really. And the fact we're UK based is a massive plus point. The fact you can come in and meet the guys here whenever you like, the door's always open. Obviously you have benefits of sometimes having a cheaper solution by going overseas, but whether you have the same level of service, whether you have the same the ability to be able to come in and meet the guys and see what's going on behind the scenes, that's a big selling point for me. So whenever I have an objection about who to go with, I put that out there, and 9 times out of 10, that objection's taken care of.
And do you find that customer testimonials are effective?
I do actually, yeah. I mean, there's quite a lot of successful stories out there that we can share with you in terms of takeaways that have adopted an app, and they've seen 110, 120% increase in the amount of business from when they had a website to actually when they've had an app. As most of you know already, you've got the likes of Just Eat out there, and Hungry House and a few others. The reason why all of those are doing so well is the fact that people can order things at the drop of a hat. So any business that's out there that has had that same thing happen to them in terms of they've got an app and then in 6 months they've turned over way more than they ever thought they would. It's all about keeping in touch with those customers, finding out how it's going, and off the back of that would then create a success story. And most people would take that on board. If that's sitting on your website or that's part of your campaigns, people will look up and take notice of that particular campaign for sure.
And no more questions.
I think that's everyone's questions answered. Obviously, if you've got any more, then by all means, feel free to send them through. As I say, we're going to send you this webinar through and the script. So we'll send you everything through. So you've got a whole bunch of stuff there. And fingers crossed, as I say, it was worth spending the bit of time with us that we have this afternoon I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to do this, and hopefully it's been beneficial. So it's goodbye from me, and hopefully we'll catch up again soon. I'm off to Canada on Sunday. I don't want to rub it in, but I'm going on holiday. So Alana will be here in my absence, and she'll be taking care of things while I'm out of the country. But if there's anything else you need at all, then you know where we are. And thanks again, guys, and look forward to speaking to you all soon. Take care.